You are now listening to
the Primal Armor Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Home Gym Con. This is the first conference dedicated to home gym fanatics. At this event, you'll have the opportunity to get your hands on hundreds of pieces of equipment, get exclusive discounts on items for your gym, learn from industry experts, and much more. The conference starts on April 14th in French Lick, Indiana. Visit homegymcon.com to order your tickets and use the code PRIMAL to save 10% on your purchase. Using that code also donates 10% of the proceeds to Huntington's disease research. Join myself, as well as all of your other favorite brands and sponsors this April by going to homegymcon.com today and ordering your tickets using our special code. Welcome back to episode 83 of the Primal Armor Podcast. Over the last year or so, I've really tried to branch out and do so many different things in the fitness industry. And that's mainly because I wanted to figure out what my true identity was behind Primal Armor. It started as a podcast in 2019, but I've always wanted it to be something more than that. People would always see me wearing my hat or my clothes around with the Primal Armor logo on it, and they would ask, "What's that?" And then with the mission that I have behind raising money for HD, that's behind the reason for the podcast, it was always hard to answer that question in a really quick conversation. And that's why I knew I needed some sort of identity to be able to answer that question easier. I wanted to be more than just a podcaster. There's equipment reviewers, influencers, businesses, do-it-yourself equipment makers, and even other podcasters. So it was really hard trying to find out exactly what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to make a huge difference in the fitness community from such an early age. And that's why I started the podcast in the first place. I see so many people being innovative in the do-it-yourself equipment world, or even some badass small businesses out there being super innovative with equipment. And over the last year, I knew that was the direction that I kind of wanted to head towards. I've been making a running list of ideas in my head of things that I wanted to manufacture and make on my own. Whether it was new versions of already made equipment that was out there, or brand new ideas that no one's ever done, or even just quality equipment and giving it a better price that people can't offer. I've talked to countless different fabricators, machinists, and engineers over the last year, getting quotes or just straight up getting turned down on ideas. It was very discouraging at times, but I knew this is something that I wanted to be doing. I wanted to start down that business route and give people more options of equipment. And I felt as if I was very picky over the years with different barbells that I've used. I remember being in college and being at the rec center years ago and literally having to wait 30 minutes or more for someone to get done with the one barbell that was there because there was only one good bar in the entire place. Imagine a 100,000 square foot college rec center with 8 different courts, an indoor track, different fitness studios, a rock climbing room, an MMA room, and hundreds of different machines and equipment, and there's only one serviceable barbell. It literally used to piss me off. And it happened at the same gym that I coached at. We only had one serviceable barbell that wasn't bent or rusty. So I started to get fed up with that stuff. And that's another reason why I started my home gym. Now fast forward to the last year, and that problem was weighing really hard on me, is why couldn't places like these get more quality barbells? And then it hit me. I'm just a snob with my equipment. And the barbells that I like are like $400, $500, and $600 barbells. And not many places can afford to outfit their entire facility with equipment like that. And that's why I started to spec out different barbells that I like, and in a dream world that I'd be able to create and offer. I knew if it was a barbell that I would want to use every day, then it'd be in high demand in the market for everyone else. Now fast forward to hundreds of different emails and phone calls later, and I was finally impressed with a small manufacturer out of Minnesota who specializes in barbells. And this is where I feel like my journey is just beginning, because I finally found my identity in this industry. Because sure, there are a ton of other manufacturers out there, and some with cheap barbells, and some with even top-of-the-line and elite barbells. And those cheaper barbells are the ones that I was skipping over in the gym back in the day. And those elite barbells are what I want to use. But it's few and far in between trying to find them in public gyms. And this is where I want my barbells to come into play. And this is where I'm introducing the Denali bar and the Olympus bar. Denali is a powerlifter's dream bar. It's an IPF spec bar with a 29mm shaft and has super aggressive knurling to help on the heaviest of deadlifts and squats. Powerlifting is the top program for home gym goers. And even after working out in a college rec center for half a decade or more, that's what every meathead thinks they want to be. And then the Olympus bar is an Olympic lifter's dream. This one is based highly off my background as an Olympic lifter, because I always hated having a center knurling with front rack exercises, and I hated how shitty the sleeves were on all these different bars that had no spin to them. Olympus has self-oiling bushings in the sleeves to ensure there's no maintenance needed to keep a top-of-the-line bar for the Olympic lifters. I had a cat barbell growing up that I literally bent in half while squatting due to the cheap steel it was made out of. Denali and Olympus are 100% American made out of the strongest US steel that we can find to make sure you have an extremely tough and rigid bar for all your needs. Not only are they two of the highest quality bars that you'll find in the market, they're also about half the price of their equal competition. There are $500 and $600 barbells out there that I would put these two bars up against in a heartbeat. And not only that, but proceeds from these bars are also being donated to HD Research, so I can continue to hold true to my original mission. I've spec'd out several bars that I eventually want to create, and one or two more that are probably coming down the pipeline very, very soon. I'm so proud that I can finally say I found my identity as a small business in the fitness industry by introducing two of the best quality and best priced bars that you'll find out there. I just want to thank each and every one of you for following me on this journey since I started in 2019, but I want you to know that I'm just getting started. You're going to be able to catch us at the Home Gym Con in April with a booth of our own next to all your other favorite brands. And you can try out Denali and Olympus for yourselves so you can see for yourself what it's all about when I'm talking about this. And I hope to see you guys there. But if not, be on the lookout for others who have already ordered their bars and hear what they have to say about it. Or check them out at primal-armor.com and order yours today and be one of the first on the board for your bar that's going to change your life. This episode is sponsored by Executive Fit LLC. They build custom deadlift platforms, custom barbell storage pieces, and make indoor and outdoor signage for your home or corporate gym. Every platform that pairs with a rack is customized to that specific rack, so everything fits nice and clean. And they ship nationwide. Each platform has a logo applied in a way that makes it impossible to peel up from wear and tear. They even make custom nameplates for your squat rack. Visit executivefitllc.com to request a quote and see what's available on their store. That's executivefitllc.com to upgrade your deadlift game today. I just want to thank you for listening to today's podcast, and we'll see you back here again next week.